When MultiVersus was unofficially released throughout the initial era of its development on later to the official release, throughout the era of play, it brought about the crossovers from various intellectual properties on likenesses that were either owned or controlled by Warner Brothers at the time in the early 2020s. With as many characters and interconnecting themes for the game, certain aspects were either not clarified or not even fully known. But the speculative scenario is this: what exactly was the lore or details for Gleamium in MultiVersus? Originally, there were supposed to be details out which explained how characters from various different worlds or timelines, perhaps even scenarios, were all able to coexist and understand or even deal with one another. This was hinted at as the mysterious or not fully explained or even understood event of the Great Cataclysm or the Change. However, this was later abandoned and details were left intentionally vague, and players of the game would just imagine that the said characters just had a mutual understanding of their circumstances, and anything more was ignored or just not known. Gleamium was known as the main currency from the game, where players could either buy or obtain through circumstances from their experience with MultiVersus. The depiction of Gleamium also changed throughout the game's initial development phase, from an opaque rock-like mineral of a comic book appearance to the final depicted version of a nearly transparent Fortnite-based depiction. Some opinions halted that Gleamium in the final depictions halted that it was a hollowed mineral filled with energy through unknown circumstances. The energy was what made the Gleamium so valued, and the said energy could theoretically imbue the user with abilities. This alternate theory of or for Gleamium having potentially mysterious origins or not fully explained uses was somewhat confirmed through Shaggy's lore on detail for MultiVersus. According to the original premise for the game, Shaggy was exploring an old mansion with Scooby and the others when he found a small crystal that was glowing. Shaggy, being Shaggy, thought it was rock candy and attempted to eat it by biting into it. As a result, there was a flash of light and Shaggy later fell unconscious. When he later regained his consciousness, he found out that he had acquired powers and abilities different and unique that made him more than a man. He later decided to use his new abilities to help his friends and to assist others. This origin was the explanation for Shaggy's powers depicted in the game, and an alternate explanation for his meme-inspired Saiyan-based Ultra Instinct. The implied fact that Shaggy attempted to bite into a stone or gem and saw a bright light gave impressions that the mineral was indeed hollow and filled with some sort of kinetic energy, which could have theoretically given an individual powers. The Gleamium enhanced Shaggy's full potential was never fully addressed according to details from the game. Besides the discussion mentioned, there were a few other details pertaining to Gleamium, but most of what was mentioned or known were details of assumption based or confirmed reality of MultiVersus, as the story was only expanded upon through each collective season. So naturally, major plot holes or unexplained occurrences were technically an unavoidable part of the game, and casual gamers knew nearly nothing of it, while serious gamers knew minimalistic details and theories, which were essentially the only source of information due to the lack of clarification. As a result, the true details for Gleamium will never be fully known.